Lesson C3, Social Interaction and Role Performance. As we finish looking at what influences the personality of individuals, let's go through a quick review of what we've seen so far before we look at the part we play in our own socialization. In the great debate of nature versus nurture, we can see the importance of biology in our basic human anatomy and physical features. It gives us the physiological potential to develop complex language and culture, but that potential is only realized in the generations of society that pass down and build on existing culture. We build our social constructions of racial groups on a few somewhat common genetic traits, but it's differences in culture that develop more significant distinctions between ethnic groups. Some key biological distinctions separate most humans into male and female, but even biology itself can then be altered by the norms of cultural gender roles. It's important to remember that far more genetic differences exist within any group of people than between groups, and that individuals can vary greatly from stereotypical assumptions. We develop our self-image through the looking glass, or mirror, of other people, who often rely on the stereotypical roles of our cultural statuses. We learn to enact those roles from our parents and other significant others, imitating the roles we see as we develop our general idea of what the generalized other of society is like and expects. We learn to play our part in many social structures, but some of the most crucial and long-lasting form institutions like family and education that teach us various skills as well as distinct cultural norms and values. We learn the place of different statuses in social hierarchies and begin to play with our potential roles within our peer group of relative equals. Our status set includes many different statuses. Each may be active in specific situations, changing the way others see us. For the current President of the United States, born Barack Hussein Obama Jr., there are the ascribed statuses of son and man based on his male biology, of black and mixed based on his Kenyan father and white European mother, and American based on his birth in Hawaii. All of those ascribed statuses are scripted onto his life, and he has little choice in the matter. But there are also those achieved statuses that he gained through his own actions. When he's with his wife, he's a husband. When he's with his kids, he's a father. But when he's in the public eye, or working in his elected position, he's president. And it takes those roles, and it is those roles that form his master status. A master status dominates our lives and determines how others see us in most situations. The movie 12 Years a Slave portrays the true story of Solomon Northup, a man whose ascribed status of black was more important in the eyes of many in American society than all of his achieved statuses. He experienced role exit from many of his other statuses and had to readjust for 12 years to his new master status of slave. On a lighter note, our friend Simba is ascribed the statuses of child, son, and prince, each with their own roles, and the achieved status of friend and mate. But to the generalized other of his society, his master status was Lion King. It can be difficult to manage all of these different status positions and their respective behavioral role sets. Sometimes we find that two statuses conflict with one another, such as being a parent who's supposed to be nurturing, while at the same time being a soldier who must fight and kill. Many people experience role conflict within their professional status and their family life, both of which require a lot of time. Even within a single status, we may feel strained between different roles. Perhaps you've experienced role strain as a parent whose child is in trouble, strained in two directions between the need to nurture and the need to discipline. After Simba's temporary role exit from being a prince, he faces a role conflict between his new status of runaway and his old status of king. He must make an active choice in which roles to pursue.